Poly Playbook.
We're serving up all the hot action, cool plays,
and everything in between for Cal Poly Athletics.
I'm Connor McCarthy.
I'm Nate Edelman.
I'm Brian Strong.
Poly Playbook starts now.
Who do you think will win the Super Bowl this year?
I think the Patriots are going to win.
Hi, I'm Joe Schatz, and I'm here at Spanos Stadium.
I'm Megan Haley here at Staples Center.
Myself will be taking on Sierra Highland, best pitcher in Big West softball history. Let's see how this goes.
Tune in every week to Poly Playbook, right here on Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to another fresh edition of Poly Playbook. We're serving up all the hot action, cool plays, and everything in between for Cal Poly Athletics. I'm Erik Engle. Poly Playbook starts now. Former Cal Poly football player Jack Ferguson is now the newest member of the Cal Poly rugby team. I took a closer look to see how he's handling the transition.
After starting in more than 20 games for the Cal Poly football team in his collegiate career, former defensive end Jack Ferguson is trying his hand at rugby.
It's so much less structured, and you gotta just have your head on a swivel constantly. That's the one thing that's been the hardest for me to pick up on.
According to Ferguson, a friend gave him a gift to help him get up to speed in his new endeavor.
A friend of mine who heard I was gonna be playing rugby, and he bought me Rugby for Dummies, and I sat down for like 3 days and read the book like front to back cover, and actually learned like so much.
Even though Ferguson just played rugby for the first time 2 weeks ago, Cal Poly rugby head coach James Tesoriero says Ferguson is catching on quickly.
To the untrained eye, people who don't watch a lot of rugby, you would have thought that Jack was quiet today, but people who understand rugby understand that he got through a lot of what we call tight, dirty work, where he won a lot of rucks with shoulder hits. He tackled very well and defended the advantage line. He obviously is ambitious with his American football. If that doesn't work out, then there's a big future for him in rugby.
Erik Engle, Mustang News.
The NFL Draft will take place from Thursday, April 26th through Saturday, April 28th. As part of Cal Poly's renovations this year, the track and field team got an updated track. In addition to the construction of Doer Field, Cal Poly also renovated the track. Some of the additions include new runways and new cages for throwers. Track and field athletes felt the difference the first day they set foot on the track.
My first thought was, what a beaut. It's a beautiful track. Kind of like Jacob said, it's been in talks since we've gotten here.
Yeah, since freshman year, we need a new track.
And it's just like, we totally thought it was never going to happen. My uncle, who ran here in the 80s, was like saying, even then they talked about redoing it, and they never did it all like really, really nice,
The track is expected to reduce some wear and tear on the athletes' legs and injuries overall, as well as attract new and better recruits for the program. The Cal Poly stunt team recently brought home a national championship from the Walt Disney Resort in Orlando, Florida. The girls competed against schools from across the country in a 3-day event that took place January 12th through the 14th. At the end of the long weekend, the Mustangs received the highest overall score in Divisions 1, 1A co-ed, as well as the all-girl competition. Baguette Stadium's renovations are in full swing just in time for the upcoming season. The construction has brought the replacement of the poles in front of the dugouts, which have been obstructing views of the field, with a netting that will allow for better viewing. Renovations will also include permanent bleachers, which will raise Baguette Stadium capacity. The Dignity Clubhouse construction will begin in March and will offer new amenities for players, such as a therapeutic pool, training room, and a study space. It will also offer donors a multi-purpose viewing area. Construction on the clubhouse will be completed 10 months after the start of the project. The Cal Poly women's basketball team traveled to take on Cal State Fullerton Saturday, January 27th. The Mustangs came in having won 4 of their last 5 games. Senior guard Dinley Pepe led the team in scoring with 16 points. Junior point guard Di Staley made 7 of her 8 free throws to account for her points in addition to her 3 huge steals. As 4 players finished with double figures in scoring. Cal Poly went on to win by a final score of 72-63. The team is now 5-2 overall and in conference play, and tied with UC Irvine with a 13-8 overall record. The Cal Poly men's basketball team hosted Long Beach State on Thursday, January 25th in Mott Athletic Center. In the game against Long Beach State, junior guard Donovan Fields led the Mustangs in scoring with 17 points while also dishing out 7 assists. Senior forward Luke Meikle added 13 points and a team-high 7 rebounds, but a 45-28 rebounding advantage by Long Beach State proved to be the difference. Cal Poly lost its 5th straight game by a final score of 87-71. The Mustangs fell to 1-5 in the Big West Conference play and traveled to take on UC Davis on Saturday, January 27th.
Pressure boards hard. They got strong physical post players. And we just didn't box out enough, so they're able to get the ones over the top.
Our ball movement, I think our offense flowed a lot better than it has previously, so definitely our ball movement and our defense, we got killed on the rebounds.
They're big, they're physical, and they're aggressive. But that's why we scheduled Stanford and Cal and Fresno State and UTA and SMU, and we've experienced that.
The men's basketball team also traveled to take on rival UC Davis on Saturday, January 27th. Donovan Fields continued to lead Cal Poly, finishing with 13 points, and Luke Meikle scored 10 as well. But it wasn't enough, as the Aggies shot 53% from the field and built a commanding halftime lead to cruise to victory, handing Cal Poly its 6th straight loss by a final score of 80-56. Even though the Cal Poly basketball team may be on a 6-game losing streak, senior forward Luke Meikle has been a key contributor for the team. Mustang News reporter Sawyer Malam has more.
Ever since Luke Meikle transferred to Cal Poly from Gonzaga University after one season, he has been one of the most consistent players on the team.
I mean, you say Gonzaga, you think of men's basketball, so it was a good learning experience for me there. I learned a lot about small things on defense, offense, just the whole winning mentality. They really instilled that there a lot. And then transitioning here, it's a smaller school, so we got to have a chip on our shoulder, play hard, and it's been fun. It's been fun for sure.
This year against UC Santa Barbara, Meikle drew a foul in the last second of the game, then proceeded to sink 3 free throws to help the Mustangs complete the largest comeback in program history.
We drew up the play in the huddle, and we had worked on it early in practice, and I know it's a tough play. Donovan to just look for me. I saw the screen, I flashed back, so I caught it, turned. I saw the dude was right there out of my corner of my eye, so I pump faked, and he bit. I just took a lot of deep breaths, tried to slow it all down in my head, try to block out everyone in the gym, try to just be like, I've been here before, I know I can do this, this is what I do, and it's an opportunity that's not going to come probably, who knows, maybe never again. So I just try to make the most of it and stay confident the whole time.
Sawyer Milam, Mustang News.
This season, Luke Meikle is averaging 8 points per game and 4.4 rebounds per game, while also shooting 87% from the free throw line. Cal Poly Wrestling lost their first Pac-12 meet against Stanford on Friday at Mott Gym by a 23-14 decision. Senior Colton Schilling scored a technical foul at the meet. The Mustangs are now 0-1 in conference play and 0-5 overall. The swim team took multiple wins against Santa Barbara on Saturday, including men's senior swimmers Nolan Zuland and Zach Coates with the 500 free and 200 IM, and Bonnie Diamond on the women's team won 2 events, the 500 freestyle and 200 free. Here's a look at some of the upcoming action for the Mustangs. Men's basketball will host UC Riverside this Wednesday at 7 p.m. in Mott Gym. Women's basketball will host Hawaii this Thursday at 7 p.m. in Mott Gym. And on Friday, women's tennis will host Nevada at 11 a.m. at Mustang Courts. That's all we have for Poly Playbook sports action this show. You can follow us on Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook, or you can log on to mustangnews.net for continuous Cal Poly sports coverage. I'm Erik Engle. Have a great rest of your week.